Welcome to Discover La Jolla, where we shine a light on the jewel of San Diego, La Jolla, California. I'm here with Michelle and Bettina of Forte Do.
Hi.
Hi, thank you so much for coming on the Discover La Jolla podcast today. You both have a beautiful shop that just opened in Bird Rock. So tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind Forte Do.
So a little bit about the inspiration was Michelle and I were having lunch one day about a year ago, and we realized that there was a big gap in the market for a luxury boutique that had more than just clothing. So we kind of created this concept and this idea, and everything just flowed really organically. And here we are a year later with, we think, one of the most amazing stores in La Jolla.
And it's absolutely beautiful. I know I stopped in last week and I got to see it in person, but you really marry well the home furnishings, but then also the clothing aspect. So yes. Why do you feel there was a need for that in the La Jolla market?
There really isn't anywhere to shop in San Diego. Mm-hmm. There's definitely not any place to go for any sort of special pieces in a luxury boutique setting.
And you carry a lot of unique brands as well. I know with bedding specifically, if you want to talk about that.
Sure. Yeah, so almost think of like luxury micro department store, if you will, somewhere that you can come to get the fine linens and to get the concierge service. We really talk to you about how you sleep. You know, do you sleep hot? Do you sleep cold? What are your sleeping habits? So that we can really set you up for success and invest in like good quality pieces that you'll really be happy with. And then mixing the home furnishings with interior design, clothing, lingerie, fine jewelry, just really making it a one-stop shop where you can come get everything you need. Gifts and like really unique pieces that you can't find. Some brands that we carry aren't available in California, some in the United States, and we're really steadfast in our mission to keep it as exclusive as possible and offer that really special service to our clients and have them like have this experience with the store. As consumers, we want to like fall in love with pieces that we purchase and have an experience, so we've just created the store that we've always wanted to go to.
And we really wanted to create like a welcoming environment where people can come and, you know, feel good about their purchases and just have a place where people can go to come hang out.
Yeah, no, it definitely has that feel of like walking into a high-end luxury department store, but still gives you that like one-on-one experience as well. So if someone comes in and they're looking for something more custom, like you do custom furnishings as well.
Yes, we have for 4 generations in La Jolla done custom home furnishings. So, you know, it's kind of my second language. And so we've just really elevated and expanded those offerings.
Now, having such deep roots in La Jolla, what's your favorite part about having a business in La Jolla and especially the Bird Rock community?
Well, we know it like the back of our hand.
Yeah, and just really connecting with the community and being able to, you know, provide this amazing store to our friends. Basically.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, we're both born and raised here, so it's really our home. It's nice to have roots because we know about, you know, we know all of the people, we know about all of the businesses and the history, and it really shows. You know, we're not just opening a store and moved here from somewhere else. Like, we're really passionate about this community and we're really well versed in our demographic, and I think it really shows in our boutique.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that it's just a shop for La Jolla, you know, by La Jolla.
Yeah.
And you mentioned about all the events that you're planning. I know you just opened, but you're really trying to make it like a community center as well.
Definitely.
Like bring the community in. So if you want to talk about some of your plans or anything upcoming.
Well, we're going to have to keep some a secret.
We have a lot of things in the works.
Awesome.
A lot of things in the queue, yes. There'll be a few things for the holidays and definitely something in the works for Valentine's Day yet. Nothing's set in stone, but follow us on Instagram and hopefully you get an invitation.
I love that. Now, before we wrap up, do you each have a favorite product that you offer in store or a favorite clothing item, something that someone watching this would have to have or come in to check out?
I mean, we do have the life-changing bustier.
Yes, we're really big on bustiers, if you couldn't tell. We wear them every day. What else? I would say
the Scandia down pillows.
Yes, the Scandia down pillows and comforters are actually life-changing, as well as the bustiers that we carry. So, and men and women can enjoy both of those.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think bustiers and fine linens,
I love
we
that.
have you covered.
Thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your store. I'm so excited to come back and do some shopping. But for someone watching this, what's a really great way for them to get in touch? Check out both your socials as well as the Forte Do website.
Sure. So the Forte Do website is under construction. It should be up and running soon. But I would follow us on Instagram. We're very active with events, new products, our limited inventories, and all things Forte Do.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on, Michelle and Bettina.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome to Discover La Jolla, where we shine a light on the jewel of San Diego, La Jolla, California. I'm here with AJ Johnson from the La Jolla Village Merchants Association.
How's it going? Excited to be here.
Yes,
Yeah,
we are so excited to have you on. Thank you for coming in the studio today.
Absolutely, yeah.
I know you do a lot of really great work with the Merchants Association over in La Jolla. So tell me about how you got started with them and your role specifically as a board member.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started a couple of years ago going to networking events. Jody Rudick has been putting on events in La Jolla for many, many years. And it was kind of by chance, actually. I was just, I work in La Jolla, and someone just mentioned to me, hey, there's some really cool events. You should go check it out. And just on an afternoon, I went over and met Jody, met the team. We did a tour of the Conrad, which is a really cool, basically it's a concert venue in La Jolla that's really beautiful. And then after that, I kind of started getting more involved in the community, doing more events. And then Jody brought it to my attention that I could maybe take the next step and get more involved on the board. So I did that, and it's been a fantastic, fantastic journey. I joined the board, and then I joined the executive board. I currently serve as the secretary for the executive board. And yeah, it's really cool. It's grown and expanded tremendously under, I think you've met Jay Fett and some of the other members as well, but it's really taken off.
And awesome. You do such great work for the Village of La Jolla and all the merchants down there, business owners, people coming into La Jolla. And I know that you specifically have started 2 initiatives that we wanted to talk about with the Merchants Association. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the street team and then Next Gen La Jolla.
Yeah, for sure. So street team was kind of the idea of me and Jason Peasley. He runs the Cottage restaurant in La Jolla.
Which so good, by the way. If
fantastic.
You haven't tried it, you have to check them out for
really
brunch.
Great brunch spot. And Jason's been he's owned a business in La Jolla for many, many years. And basically we were kind of talking about how do we get more people to just know the good work that we're doing. A lot of people, work is really, really their main focus, and they don't even know that there's resources and things available to them, like the La Jolla Village Merchants Association. So we kind of took it the old-fashioned way and thought door-to-door, like campaigning. If we can break the city up into little chunks and go out and campaign and really show people that we have events coming up, we have resources for them, there's opportunities for grants for them to apply for money, and to really be a value add. We just kind of started this a couple months ago. Jason, part of the fun is he made a bunch of granola. I don't know if you've ever had the cottage granola.
Yes,
it's probably the best
so
granola
good.
I've ever had. We kind of made gift baskets and brought them over to businesses, and it's been really well received. It's increased traction in the community a lot, and we've had a lot of new participants with the Merchants Association because of it.
Yeah,
so
and it's a really great way to kind of get back to the community and show them, hey, we're here to support you. Because a lot of times, like you said, they don't know that you offer so many resources. They probably see the events you put on and, certain aspects, but they don't really know like the full spectrum of what you guys do.
Totally. Yeah, that we're really there to help and to be a resource and to be that kind of that advocate for them in any sort of situation. So.
And not only do you do it for the businesses in La Jolla, but you offer a program for kind of like the next generation of people who maybe want to do business in La Jolla, have businesses in La Jolla, or are just looking for networking among their peers. Yeah,
the Next Gen initiative was really cool. I started that with Katie Longo, who's also on the board, and Jafet Perez Estrada. And the idea there was, we're all younger, and so we would like to network with more young professionals in La Jolla. But there really wasn't an avenue for that in La Jolla. Because of how La Jolla is laid out geographically, it can be a little intimidating, I think.
Definitely.
Getting in and out of town. And so we thought, okay, how do we change that? Because there's a lot of great restaurants, cafes, storefronts that really people would love if they got the chance to actually, interact and see them, but a lot of people don't. So each month we highlight, or roughly, I'd say every month and a half, we'll partner up with a venue, whether it's a art gallery or if it's some sort of venue or restaurant, and basically throw a next gen networking event and just invite as many people as we can, and usually have food and drinks provided too.
Yeah.
So,
and you get a really big draw of people too. I know you were saying that attendance has grown since you've started.
It's grown tremendously. I think we anticipated like 50 people to show up at the first one. And every event we just keep adding like 20 or 30. I mean, it's gotten pretty big. So, which is great. It's good to see kind of the fruits of your labor come through. So,
and I'm sure you get a lot of people too coming from outside La Jolla, curious about La Jolla, and maybe wanting to network in that space.
100%. Yeah, there's a lot of people that, maybe there's business people or businesses in La Jolla that they want access to that they've never really known a way to get access to.
Yeah.
And it's a great way because you just never know who you'll run into. For one example, I grew up in La Jolla, and there's a place called Brick and Bell. I don't know if you guys have been to Brick and Bell.
I have, yes. They
Amazing.
have great scones.
That's it, right? Okay, so
yes, they're known for their scones.
I met the owner of Brick and Bell and asked him, I was like, what's up with the scones? You got to tell me the detail. And he gave me the full incredible story of how he, created Brick and Bell and his recipe and everything. So there's a lot of things like that that also come out of these events.
It's like the history of La Jolla.
100%.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So why do you love serving La Jolla?
I was born and raised in La Jolla. I really feel fortunate that I got to grow up there, and now I get to work there. And so I just love the community. I think growing up in it, I saw how special it was. It's really unique. I know you and I have talked about this, but there's not a lot of places in San Diego or even in California that are like La Jolla, where it's walkable, it's really community oriented, and it's kind of on its own little island.
It is, yes.
Which is a really good thing, and it can also be a challenge too, So I think there's a lot of great work that we're doing with La Jolla, and to try and bring more people in, to include more people, and then obviously to build up the businesses.
Yeah, no, La Jolla is such a vibrant community, and there's just so much that it offers. And if someone is watching this podcast, AJ, and they want to check out the Merchants Association, they want to come to a Next Gen event, they want to be a part of the street team, what's the best way for them to get in contact?
So go to lajollabythesea.com. Instagram is also a fantastic, our Instagram page has everything that we're doing on it, and it's La Jolla by the Sea. And lajollabythesea.com actually has a calendar page where it has all sorts of events. So you can check it out there. You can see what we're up to. And then typically once a month we have a networking event, like a business breakfast or a happy hour. And then we do our Next Gen, I'd say roughly every other month. So yeah, always be on the lookout for those two. Those are great.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast and sharing a little bit more about the Merchants Association. And if you're watching this and want to get involved, be sure to head to lajollabythesea.com to get more information.
Perfect.
Thanks so much, AJ.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Welcome to Discover La Jolla, where we shine a light on the jewel of San Diego, La Jolla, California. I'm here with Mark Del Monte from Red O Restaurants.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming on the show today. And you are the general manager of Red O, which is a beautiful restaurant in the UTC area. So tell us a little bit about the origins of Red O and what makes you unique in the restaurant space.
So Red O Taste of Mexico, we've been there for about 7 years. And we encompass all of the different states of Mexico as far as our cuisine. We do all the inner, states with the protein, and then the outer states with all of our seafood. My chef is from Puerto Vallarta, so all of his recipes came up from Mexico, from his family, from his upbringing. And we really, really, strive to make sure that everybody has an unbelievable food dining experience at the restaurant.
Yes, and you have a gorgeous location as well. So tell us a little bit about what went into the design of Red O.
So we we were looking at a handful of different designs, and we wanted to make it very open and airy, almost like a Tulum feel, or like that you're on the beach in Mexico. So there's a lot of live plants. There's it's just a lot of open space, big high ceilings, and you just get that feel of being with people, with company, with family, and it's loud. It's great. People are laughing, having a good time, and it's just amazing property to be in.
Yes, and you make it more of a destination. So when people come to your restaurant, they want to stay. You have a really great happy hour program if you want to chat a little bit about what you offer within the restaurant, because I know you have a variety of new things that you're launching as well.
Absolutely. So we want to make sure that, when people come into the restaurant, it is a luxury style restaurant where you would see, like I said, in a resort. So what we're doing is we're offering all these different specials right now with Taco Tuesdays. We're doing an express lunch that we just rolled out on Monday, which is going to be $16 for a handful of different really eclectic menu items that chef picked out that is, budget friendly, because the times that we're in, it's a little bit tight for everybody. So we wanted to make sure that we wanted to capture that audience that where, people are on a little bit of a budget that, these times. So, we also do a beautiful happy hour every single day from 3 o'clock till 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Absolutely, man, you can't get in the door, from the business that we have across the street. And, we have our brunch on Friday, Saturdays and Sundays, which is from 11 to 3 o'clock, which is, again, an amazing opportunity for people to come and try a brunch with our endless mimosas, bloodies and sangrias, and you can mix and match. And it's just amazing.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing about the restaurant. Now, for the specific types of people that come in, would you say that it's good for a girls' night out, a family outing? Like, who do you cater to?
We encompass everybody. We welcome absolutely everybody into the restaurant. So if it is a girls' night out, if it's a bachelor party, if it's, somebody's graduation, celebrations, birthdays, we make sure that we treat everybody like family once they walk through that door, because what we want to do at the end of the day is make people leave wanting more. We should have tried this. We should have tried that. And when you leave, you're like, we can't wait to go back. The service was on point. The ambience was on point. The music was on point. Everything was on point, including the food. And they just come back and they just can't get enough of us, which is unbelievable. So yeah, we cater to absolutely everybody, especially large events. With my sales team, we do a tremendous amount of private events for the corporations around La Jolla and San Diego.
So what I'm hearing is that you really put an emphasis on hospitality. And I also know, we chatted a little bit before the interview, but you do something really fun with your drink menu. So you have a rolling tequila cart. Tell us about that. We do.
We have a rolling tequila cart that goes to every single table. And it's different exclusive tequilas that people might not be, aware of. So they're the different expressions of tequila that are on that cart. My servers are very well trained on making sure that we get you into something that you might like, before your meal or after dinner. So some are, aperitifs, some are digestives. So we want to make sure that, we teach you about the tequilas and how they're made, because, each tequila is different. Each tequila is precious to each, company that sells these 100% agave, blue agave tequilas. So we want to make sure that we get people interested in it, because tequilas are like wine. There's 100 million of them, and we want to make sure that our knowledge goes to the guest, and then the guest can leave going, not only do we had a great meal, we had a great time, but we learned something today about a tequila that we never even knew that, about it. So
I love that. I love that you have a robust drink menu, tequila offerings, but also a very diverse menu that really caters to everyone. People coming in on lunch, people who might want to come in for, a girls' night out or a family outing. Now, I know that you have your La Jolla location, but you also have other locations.
Correct.
Well.
So we have Santa Monica, which is across the street from the pier, which is our cantina. It's about 84 seats, so it's a little bit smaller. And we cater to, everybody that's going to the pier in Santa Monica, big, huge, attraction there. And then we have our mothership, which is Fashion Island in Newport Beach. That was, one of our first ones. So, that one is extremely busy. It's loud. It's, it's a club. It's a club setting more in Newport Beach. And then we're opening up Westlake by the end of the year in Calabasas. So we're really looking forward to that.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you have really great things ahead for Redo. And thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. Now, if someone wants to check out your restaurant, what's the best way for them to get in touch and check out the menu?
So our menu's online. It's redorestaurant.com. You can reach out to me. You can come to the restaurant, 4340 La Jolla Village Drive, right across the street from UTC Mall. And we'd love to see you down.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mark.
Thank you.
Welcome to Discover La Jolla, where we shine a light on the jewel of San Diego, La Jolla, California. I'm here with Trey Fauché from Sandpiper Oysters and George's at the Cove.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming on the Discover La Jolla podcast. You have two amazing restaurants in the La Jolla area, and you have a very diverse background too, being in the restaurant industry. So why don't we talk about your restaurants, Sandpiper, and what makes them unique to the La Jolla community?
Sure. Sandpiper has been open about 2 years now. We transitioned from Galaxy Taco. Some of us remember Galaxy Taco. We started a Mexican restaurant down in La Jolla Shores about almost 10 years ago. And then 2 years ago, we transitioned to Sandpiper, which is kind of a neighborhood, casual, we try to it's a fairly simple menu. It's, burgers and salads and things like that, but we try to over execute so that when you come in, you walk out going, wow, that was better than I expected. So that's kind of the premise of the restaurant. It's a neighborhood restaurant that over delivers.
And you also offer oysters, which is very unique because not a lot of restaurants in the Shores or La Jolla specifically do that. So let's talk about that program.
Yeah, we started that when we opened. We kind of looked around and said, who's doing oysters? And at the time, it was there was really nobody on the north side of La Jolla that was offering oyster selection. So we've started that, and it's super popular. We do a lot of oyster business.
And your menu too, there's a lot of, like you said, very simple menu items, but you over execute, and you've gotten a lot of publicity, and people come in not only just from La Jolla but outside as well to your restaurant.
And I think what people, a lot of people think of La Jolla as difficult to get into, the traffic and the parking and everything. La Jolla Shores is a different ball game, because you come down the hill and you make a right. You don't go into the village. You don't deal with all that the parking issues that George's is right in the heart of the village. So I understand that, but the La Jolla Shores area, there's usually parking. There's usually street parking. We have a parking lot right in front of the restaurant, and it really cuts down on that effort to get into La Jolla that prevents some people, at least locals, from coming into La Jolla.
Right. It's more accessible too if you're coming from North County as well, because you can kind of go like Torrey Pines, cut in through UCSD area, and you're avoiding that traffic coming into,
and you get to view the Cove.
Village. Yes,
Yep.
and it's gorgeous.
Yep.
Now you have a diverse menu as well, but you also offer a really great wine program too.
Yeah, we do. The wine program was started by our original general manager, and we've kind of continued that. Jose Hayes, who's the wine director at George's, has taken it over. So we've always got some pretty interesting wines, and wines that pair well with the style of food that we do. So we've got a good selection of champagnes to go with the oysters and things like that.
And what specials do you do either during the week, on the weekends, or both, for happy hours, or any unique menu offerings that you have? Yeah,
we don't do that many specials. We do a happy hour. It's basically an all-day happy hour on Fridays and Saturdays. That's from 11 o'clock until 5:30. And then on Sunday we do brunch. So we do brunch and then dinner service Sunday night.
And what would you say the most popular menu item is?
Oh, geez. Probably, I don't think there is a more popular item. I think, it depends on, if you're looking at happy hour items, I think, the burger is a standout. I think if you're looking at the dinner menu, we have a number of seafood dishes that are super popular. We have a great steak dish that's really popular. It's really spread out. I can't really finger one item that's like, everybody, comes in for. But I think it's just the combination of everything. You can get a great Caesar, you can get a great burger, you can get a great steak. If you're into seafood, you can get seafood. And pastas, we make our own pastas.
I love that there's a variety of options for people. So you're not just coming in and kind of pigeonholed into one cuisine. There's a little bit of everything.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, I know you've been in the La Jolla community for a while with George's and then with Galaxy. So what makes La Jolla special to serve?
Well, I think, I mean, it's the jewel, right? It's, we get a lot of tourist business that come in. I think that it's a unique environment in that, it's most of the restaurant businesses are along the coast. So like George's has a view, Sandpiper has a view down the street. It's not right on the ocean, but there's always a view involved in these restaurants. And so I think it's a place to come. We talk a lot at George's about what is it that we're doing, and it's really a lifestyle, right? It's like, how do we manifest a restaurant to focus on the lifestyle of what San Diego and La Jolla is? And that's kind of what dictates both of the restaurants is, it's a healthy environment, it's being outdoors, it's the ocean, it's all those things that bring people to San Diego in the first place.
Yeah, it's that coastal atmosphere,
Exactly,
the coastal cuisine, if you want to call it.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for sharing a little bit more about Sandpiper. And if someone's watching this and they want to check out the restaurant, what's the best way for them to make a reservation and to get in touch?
I would go to the website. Everything's linked to the website, so it's sandpipersd.com. And you can make reservations through that. You can see the menus through that. You can get a sense for the interior and the food style and everything.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Trey, for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.